In question 15, we're given A, C, E, L, and Z as 5 letters, and we're asked to find a letter that has parallel and perpendicular sides. Now we need to look at the word parallel. Now there's a little clue here. Double L. If you have 2 straight lines and they never ever meet, they're the same distance apart, these 2 lines are parallel. Now this word perpendicular simply means that there's 2 lines and they are at right angles to one another. So this goes horizontally and this goes vertically, up and down the page and across the page. And if we just say join these up, they meet at a corner, which is like the corner of your page, and they meet at a right angle. So if 2 things are perpendicular, they will be at 90 degrees to one another. So for example, you have your floor that you stood on, and you should have a wall that's going up that is perpendicular, and if you measure this angle, it should be 90 degrees. So just remember that. So let's look at the letter A. We can see that these 2 lines meet up. They're not parallel. So that's no good because we've got no parallel lines there. Let's move on to letter C. We can see that here there's no parallel lines and there's no perpendicular lines, so we can cross that off. And I'm going to come back to these 2 in a second. Let's look at the last one. Now, if you look at the top part of the Z and the bottom part of the Z, they are parallel, because if you extended this or carried this on forever that way, these 2 lines would never meet. They're both parallel, which is good. But if you look at this angle here, this line forms an angle which is acute. It's not perpendicular. And remember we said perpendicular is at 90 degrees. So that's no good. It's got a set of parallel lines but no perpendicular lines. Now let me look at L. So if I've got an L here, draw a line straight down and across, I can see these 2 lines meet at 90 degrees. So they are perpendicular, which is good. There's no parallel lines because there's no 3rd line or 4th line. So that's no good. Now finally, I'm going to look at this one. I can see the top line in E, the middle line in E, and the bottom line in E are parallel. That's good. And if I look carefully, the line joining all these 3 is perpendicular. Look, you've got 90 degrees there, 90 degrees there. And if you look carefully on the inside, we can draw a right angle there. We can even draw a right angle here. So this is good because we have both parallel lines, 1, 2, 3, and perpendicular lines. So the line going vertically up and down is perpendicular to this line, and this line. In question 16, we're told that there are 2,400 leaflets in this box, and that William takes 450 and Ali takes 450. And then whatever remains in there, whatever's left in there, Adam and Chen share equally. And the question is, how many leaflets does Adam have? So let's look at how much William and Ali take out. So we need to do 450 that William took out, and we need to add it to 450 that Ali took out. So this is our column addition. So what I'm going to do is label up the columns. So that's your ones column or the units column. This is your tens column, and this is your hundreds column. So let me just highlight this here. That is the units column, and some children now call it the ones column. So let's go ahead and add these two numbers. Always start from the smallest column, the one on the right. 0 add 0 is 0. 5 add 5 is 10. So we put the 0 down in this column and we carry the 1 over to the next column. Now we're in the hundreds column, and it's 4 add 4 is 8, plus the 1 we've carried over, which makes it 9. So we put 9 there. So now if we look carefully, we have 900. So William and Ali have taken out 900 leaflets. Now we want to find out how many leaflets are left in the box. So we need to do 2,400 take away 900. So let's do that here. 2,400 take away 900. Now that is our calculation. So this here is our ones column or units column. This is our tens column. This here is our hundreds column. And our last column is our thousands column. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. 0 take away 0 is 0. 0 take away 0 is 0. 4 take away 9. We've not got enough, so we have to go to the neighbour and borrow 1. So we cross out this 2. The 2 becomes a 1. And the 1 we've borrowed turns this 4 into 14. So now it's 14 take away 9, which is 5. And finally, in the thousands column, we have 1 take away. There's nothing here, so it's 1 take away nothing, which is 1. As before, 1, 2, 3, comma. So this is our thousands. So it's 1,500. That's how many leaflets are left in this box. And we're told that Adam and Chen share them equally. And when you share, you divide. And equally means we have to divide by 2. So let's go ahead and do that. 1,500 divided by 2. 1,500 divided by 2. And I like to write this as 1,500 divided by 2. It's raining, and 1,500 is getting wet, so I'm going to build a bus shelter. Let me build it here. And 1,500 has to go inside to stay dry. 1,500. And then the 2 has to go outside. So now this is our calculation. How many 2s are there in this 1? This 0. And then that 1 we carry over. It's like a remainder. Now that 1 has turned this 5 into 15. So this is now 15. So how many 2s are there in 15? I know my 2 times table. I know it's going to be 7, remainder 1. So let me check that. Let me do it my 2 times table. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2s. And now I've gone to 14, but I had 15. So I have remainder 1. So the remainder gets carried over to the next column. That 0 now becomes a 10. Now my question is, how many 2's are there in 10? And from my times tables I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer is 5. And finally, how many 2's are there in 0? There's 0. And because there's no remainder, I can stop. That is my answer. And what did we say about this leading 0? We can ignore that or cross it out. So our answer is 750. And the question was, how many leaflets does Adam have? He has 750 leaflets.